Recently, I've been playing some pretty good golf. So much so that I've actually been shooting under par. How's that happened? A lot of it's to do with this man. Let's do it.
Did it look good there? And let's do it now.
Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, I'd like to warmly welcome you all back to the channel. I'd like to welcome Mr. Christopher Dennis back to the channel. Chris, how are you?
Very good, yourself?
I'm alright, thank you. In fact, Chris, I'm more than alright. I'm exceptional. I don't know if you watch my videos much.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm a daily watcher.
Are you?
No.
No, I didn't think you were. But I've been playing quite well, so much so that my last full round of golf was 1 under par. And it could have been a lot more. Now, the reason for this, Chris, is I had 27 putts.
Yep.
And not only that, the short game's kind of improved as well. So today we're going to do a little bit of a video explaining why I'm putting so much better, because there was a time where you nearly gave up, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was no hope, but
now
resurrected
now there is hope. Like a phoenix from the ashes, some could say.
We'll go with that.
Go with that. But also the short game's improved as well.
Yep.
So Chris is going to talk you through exactly why I've had such a quick turnaround, why I've improved so much, why I'm shooting under par, shot under par, not shooting. Shooting would mean we're doing it often.
Yeah.
But also a few more things that we can possibly work on and you guys can work on at home.
Yeah, we'll give you some things that James has done which can really fit in with a mid-handicap golfer, something that can help you get closer to shooting under par.
Under par. And I should say, Chris, we are here at the wonderful Waterfront Golf Club.
Correct, yeah.
The home of yourself. The extension's nearly done. So
get in there.
Get yourselves down here and get to the bar. Nigel will make you something, whip you something up.
Oh, a bit of spread, yeah.
Bit of
See
spread.
what's on.
Are we going to start with this club that's in your hand now?
Yep. We'll start with your trusty Scotty Cameron Select Newport 2. I mean, the first thing I've seen is that he's finally been listening to what I've been telling him, but the first one off the bat is that he got a fitted putter. So James for years obviously would have a putter, buy them off the rack. The ones maybe that he got sent were a little bit short. We know James isn't the tallest, but putters were down at 34 inches. One of the biggest things when it comes to fitting for me is having the right length putter. So James was given a 35 inch, fitted into a 35 inch.
Yeah.
He's always liked the blade look, you know, before he was using the Spider, but then he went to something that he was more confident looking at. So he liked the look of the putt, he liked how it swung, and then from there it gives him more confidence. So putting, as we know, is very much, yes, you have to have the right technique, you have to have the right putter, but confidence is a big thing.
Interestingly for me as well there, you've seen that I've missed the first 2 putts. I've gone through the aim point routine, I've gone through my routine and made the next one. Obviously I've learned a little bit from the putts, but I think it's so important to stick to your routine.
Yeah.
And that's something which I've tried to do massively. I think the stroke's better, which we will go into.
Yeah.
But the routine's massive, isn't it?
So James is now doing his full routine, so he's taking his time, he's making sure that he's reading those putts, lining it up, still using his Pix golf ball, and then that suits his eye better. Obviously the putter suits his eye better, so then he's got a lot more confidence over the putt. So we've seen him holing a lot more. Technique wise it's improved, obviously with that putter again, with it being longer, he's now getting the arms to match the shaft. His stroke length now is much better, he's less short back and wallop on the way through, so it's now a smoother tempo, he's got a longer backswing, and it just looks a lot more controlled, and that a lot of the times comes down to a putter that suits your eye, you're confident with. James always used that putter when he was younger. I know he did go to the not the Golo,
Number 7, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what was the round one, the Scotty one?
Red X.
Ooh, Red X.
I just get that on special occasions.
Yeah, that's true, that's actually at my house, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, borrowed it. So he's able to get a putter now that suits his eye, and obviously confidence has gone up. So let's see him hit a few longer ones and we'll talk through and we'll see that the technique and how it's changed.
So Chris, funny you should say about the technique, because I certainly feel like the technique has got better. I feel like it's more compact.
Yep.
And I feel like that's why I can be a little bit more assertive even on long putts. So before I go through the routine on this putt, this is about 20 feet, is it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So this is a putt where you're going to make about 10% of them probably, is that?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
tour average here would be 1 in 5. So realistically, give that to your handicap. What would you be expecting? You know, it might be 1 in 20. But for most golfers, the idea from here is just to get out with a 2 putt. We're not trying to necessarily hole as many of these, we're trying to be positive, give it a go, but at the same time get out of there with a 2-putt.
And you see, this is where I feel like I've been holing kind of more than my fair share, and certainly not 3-putting. That's always the aim of the game from here, just don't 3-putt. So I actually feel like I've got the ball a little bit more central in the stance rather than too far forward.
Yeah.
And I actually feel as though I've got the handle pressed forward, de-lofting the putter a little bit. That's not really something we discuss, but it's something that I feel like allows me to swing it a little bit shorter and then just release it through rather than going long and having to decelerate.
Yeah, so taking a little bit of a loft off for James is ideal. In putting, what we want to do is slightly hit up on the ball, taking a little bit of loft off, which is what we've talked through when we've done the lessons with James. That gets that ball rolling better, rolling quicker, and doesn't have backspin. James is now taking loft off with that little press. It's nice and positive, although he's laid all of those up. But we are into the wind.
So 4 putts there, and we didn't hole one, but they were all within a distance where you're not, I mean, don't get me wrong, Chris, you would want to at least get them past the hole.
Yeah.
So quite disappointed with that. But there's not what you can say about it really, they're just short.
No, they're just short, to be fair, but they are tap-ins, and that's the thing for most golfers, most of you guys watching. We want to be past and positive, but at the same time, if we've got something from there, we're tapping it in, we're moving on to the next hole. You might have hit into here, you might have chipped up to there, getting out with your 2-putt and walking away. We don't want to see those guys who obviously from there are too aggressive and it goes 4 or 5 feet past. We've now got a downhill sliding putt that nobody wants to see, that quickly turns into a 3-putt. You know, so take your time, line it up, go through your routine. James, nice and easy there. If that was a pattern that he saw on the golf course, he'd come and do some work on his pace control, trying to get, you know, just past a tee at 10 feet, just at 20 feet. But that's where James could come off with feedback, but it's very easy. And that's why James is making a lot of pars. If you've seen any of the matches, they're not the most thrilling.
No, they're not. They're a bit boring now, aren't they?
You know, we're having a lot of chances, but it's very easy to 2-putt and get out of there with a par.
And I must say, I think the reason why the matches are so boring is that I do feel very, very comfortable from this distance as well, from kind of 5 feet, 6 feet. As long as I get the line, I feel like nothing else really matters, because pace, I'm never going to leave this short from kind of 5 or 6 feet.
If this cuts out, it means he's left it short.
And the stroke just feels really comfortable. You see, that's in the middle of the hole. The Pix ball's giving me that kind of feedback of it has been a good stroke.
And I'd say that's one of the big things James has done on these ones, especially in the matches, because we're playing for a duck at Asia. He's taking his time. And on these ones, how many of you take your time to line up these 3 or 4 footers, or do you just get over them and just try and knock them in because you're a bit nervous? These are the ones more so, if anything, that we should be lining up, making sure that we're at the point we're looking for, and go through our full routine and be able to hit them in with confidence, not those ones that we just dolly up there and they just miss. You see, all of those for James are going at least a foot, 2 feet past, and that's the biggest thing I've seen on the shorter ones, is being positive now and not being tentative and negative.
Absolutely. I think sometimes people will, like you said, race up to a putt of about this distance and think, oh well, I'll give it myself really anyway, I should be holding this, I should always hold this, and then miss it, and then you think, actually they're the difficult ones, they're the ones where you do grind and build a score around. So not only do I feel better on here, but I also think my short game, I think I'm better than you in short game now, if I'm being brutally honest.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
should we take a look?
I hit more greens.
Yeah.
No,
you don't.
Let's have a look.
So guys, you may have seen there that we hold a few putts, we missed a few putts, and I think another thing that I've got a lot better at is that I'm happy with that, I'm fine with that. You're not going to hole every single putt. I'm sure there's people watching this video with unrealistic expectations of what you should be holding, what you shouldn't be holding. You don't hole them all, Chris, do you?
You do not, unless you're me.
Yeah. So we're going to make our way over to the short game area now, because this is as important for me as putting, because I do generally miss a lot of greens. I think one of the big things I've been doing is keep it in play. That's always going to help anyone. You can't shoot under par or anywhere near par if you keep blasting it out of bounds. Can you, Chris?
No, I know that well.
No, definitely not. But if you do miss a couple of greens, it's so important just to get it there or thereabouts. Yep. Chris, what club have you got in your hands there?
So we've got James's favourite golf club and my least favourite golf club.
But I think you've almost semi-admitted that I just feel comfortable with that. I'm not playing flop shots all the time.
No.
But for me, I feel more comfortable. Oh, I've kicked the cab on your trick there. I've kicked the camera. But I feel more comfortable with that in my hands, even if it's back of the stance and bump it down.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's one of the things we talked through when we're trying to make, you know, chipping easier for your average golfer. What we're going to do is try and keep
Big up Andy, average golfer. Sorry, just getting in there.
Andy, average golfer, bigging him up. What we're trying to do is make it as simple as possible, and if we can then just change loft. Instead of trying to change ball position every time and get everybody to remember, we can just change loft, we can get a different flight, and we can get the desired shot we're wanting to. But obviously the other way we can do it is the way that James has been doing it. For different flights, we can change that ball position. So if he wanted to send one low, he could go outside of the back foot, and again, keep the loft off. If he wants to play a mid trajectory, he's going to go more in the middle of the stance and let the club pass. And then for the third and final one, which James used to play a lot, doesn't play that much now, but we can move the ball forwards, get a little bit further away, and really open that up for...
Oh, I thought you were going to play one then for us.
No, I'm letting the fans see your technique. This is all about you, James. So we can play different flights with the same golf club. A lot of the times we don't necessarily teach that, and the reason why we don't teach that is because people get complicated, can't remember, then they have too many options with too many clubs, and when they get on the golf course and you only play at the weekend, it can become very confusing. But James plays every day, so James has got plenty of time. He does play every day, including weekends.
Weekends is the social game.
And now he's going to be an amateur again, / he's going to get a handicap.
Get a handicap. Right, so if I play one to each hole here, you'll see there's different shots required. We're downwind, we should get a little bit of spin, but not much because of the being downwind.
Correct.
So this first hole, I'm going to kind of open the face up a little bit and just try and play it onto that front edge. It needs a little bit of loft. I don't think you could really play this any other way. Ooh!
So you see there, that was the last option I described. Ball position slightly forward, open the face, use plenty of loft, and that was the shot that we're wanting to get. So,
and you see, it's not as close as it could be, sorry to interrupt, but the way I've been putting, I'd almost fancy that.
Yeah.
I know it's probably about 50% from there, but I'd almost fancy it. I feel like the big technical thing that you gave me in a lesson was much more rotation. Like, I'm just not scared of duffing it, I'm not scared of thinning it, I feel like I'll get the strike.
Yeah.
And more often than not at the moment, I've been landing it too far, but the strike's been that good, it has sat for me anyway, so I've sort of got away with it.
That's it. So if it's James, he's going to go to the one on the right now. You know, this needs a mid-flight, so James has moved this into the middle of his stance. So not as open, launched lower, and rolled out nicely there.
And you see again there, all I've thought is smash it open here, turn the body and let it release, and I'm getting that strike. That strike was delightful.
Strike was good, launched, landed exactly where he wanted, just on the green, and then ran out. So you can see even with the 60, he can get the ball to run out. So it's not the shot James was playing.
How good was that though?
James has just been a prat.
But how good was that? And this is where, honestly, because there's times, guys, where you do have to play those shots. I'm not saying you should play them all the time. You shouldn't play them there. Can we just have a... I don't know.
It's gone to 2 feet.
Well, just show them where that's gone to. But because I can play that shot and because I feel comfortable, when I do need to play it, I don't feel like, oh no, this is going to be difficult. I'll just play it.
Green's a bit soft. It sat softer than
No, it didn't. Let's play a low one and see if I get inside it from your boring shot, Chris, shall we?
So sometimes you will have to play that shot. So James, now you can see the confidence level he's got with this club that he was able to play that. Now we've got the opposite. So we've got nicely.
Ooh.
The one that runs out. That's probably gone. That's probably gone to around about 4 or 5 feet. Again, from here is well inside tour average. So we've played different flights there with the same club. So we're saying that is something that you can do. If you don't like changing loft and you're happy to use one club, that's fine. Alter your ball position, get your confidence. You know, I've got a couple of guys that I teach will only use not 60, but maybe 54 or 56. If you've got that in your bag, they can open it up for the higher shot, they can close it down for the running one, and they can alter the ball position. So that's something that you need to come and practice. Like I say, James plays every single day. And he shot one under once.
It was once. I feel like Shane Lowry, I'm not milking it either by the way, I feel like, because Shane Lowry does this with his lob wedge, he chips with his 60 from most of the place.
Yep, true.
And just moves the ball position and manufactures a bit of loft. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm taking them. It's funny that the short-sided one was the worst one, and then we've nearly holed 2 and the fourth one was okay. So, Chris, I'm playing some of the golf of my life, sort of. I'm keeping it in play, then I'm scoring with the short stuff. Thanks for all the help so far.
No problem.
There's obviously stuff we can work on, so there's more content coming there.
Yep.
If people want to find you, Chris, where do they find you?
They find me at Chris Dennis Golf on YouTube or Instagram, and they find me at Royal Waterfront.
The one and only. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, smash that subscribe button below. Go check out Chris Dennis Golf for all your short game needs. Now he's actually back doing something.
I can't disagree with that.
And apart from that, we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!